powerful natural disasters. Tohoku earthquake and tsunami. A magnitude 9.0 earthquake off the coast of Japan triggered a tsunami wave that rose 133 feet at its highest and traveled as far as 6 miles inland, much larger and more powerful than expected. That alone would have been cataclysmic enough, but the event also triggered a technological disaster on the scale of the infamous 1986 Chernobyl crisis. A series of nuclear meltdowns and a large-scale release of radioactive material from the Fukushima Daiichi power plant. Although estimates of the death toll vary, as many as 20,000 people were killed, in a country whose wealth and well-developed infrastructure made that number feel impossible. Hurricane Sandy, 2012, a predicted Category 1 storm quickly morphed into the largest hurricane on record, at the time, causing widespread havoc through the Caribbean before crashing into the United States eastern seaboard, taking large swaths of New Jersey and New York, including New York City, offline. People were choked off from power and heat for days, with many trapped in high-rise buildings, unable to evacuate or procure supplies. Over 100 people died in the United States alone, many from exposure or related conditions. The event challenged the sense of security felt by many Americans, and frenzy of media attention on seemingly invincible New York City, itself one of the media centers of the world, was unprecedented. Typhoon Haiyan, 2013. This Category 5 super typhoon crashed into the Philippines with wind speeds hovering near 200 miles per hour, at the time, the strongest cyclone ever. No matter what, Haiyan was going to be deadly, but the sheer scale of disaster was difficult to fathom. The storm surged, rising above 20 feet in some areas, shocking the world. It swept through densely populated areas, including the major city of Tacloban, leaving devastation in its wake. The storm killed approximately 7,000 people and displaced more than 4 million. Hurricane Maria, 2017, when the devastating storm hit first Dominica, as a Category 5 hurricane, and then Puerto Rico, as a Category 4, it left devastation in its wake. Both countries were plunged into darkness, in Puerto Rico's case, for up to a year in some places. But the storm drew particular attention to Puerto Rico's status as a United States territory. 3.4 million citizens of one of the most developed countries in the world went without power for months. The loss of power is also thought to be a major factor in many of the 3,000 deaths attributed to the storm. In addition, federal aid was and remained slow in coming, sparking concerns about unequal treatment. Cyclone Nargis. The story of Cyclone Nargis in 2008 can remind us just how many people, in how many countries, a storm can affect once it gets going. It was also a bit of a freak event as it formed in late April of that year. It is classified as one of the deadliest cyclones to hit Asia since the 1991 Bangladesh event. Nargis took in India, Thailand, Myanmar, Sri Lanka, Laos, Bangladesh and others with its Category 4 fury. Rough statistics suggest 140,000 people died, but the real number could be closer to 1 million. It should go without saying that this list of tropical cyclones is far from complete or comprehensive. But it tells a very clear story. If you're lucky enough to get a warning in time, heed that warning and advice, and get to safety as fast as you can.